linear broadcast tomorrow, and then Sunday, Penn State and Georgia Tech, as Delgadillo is going to step in, take a first pitch strike, batting .381 on the season, 32 hits, 4 doubles. Like I said, she is lightning quick on the base pass, 18 stolen bases on the year. She's going to slap it in the air, but Grayson Tucker there for easy out number 1.
That's really the ideal outcome if you're Sophia Voiles there. You don't want to give Delgadillo any chance to beat anything out. If you can get her to hit the ball in the air all night long, that's what you're looking for on a slapper that has the speed that Delgadillo has.
This Oklahoma State team is ranked number 15 in the country. Here's Rosie Davis, Reedyville, Tennessee. Fouls that one off. Sophomore, .351 on the season. 27 hits, 7 doubles. Tied for the team lead in that category. She also has 4 home runs and leads the team with those 30 RBIs you mentioned earlier. The one's fouled off once again. Georgia Tech coming off a long trip out to California, then to Pitt. And I think it showed on Tuesday night against Mercer.
Yeah, their midweek game against Mercer on Tuesday was not their best outing. They definitely were low in energy. You could tell it had been a while since they'd practiced. They were out of routine, like Coach Morales said. It was something that was very apparent. They dropped that game to Mercer. So for the Jackets tonight, they're really looking to get back and find their rhythm, find that routine being back home, especially going into the second half of the season. After this bye week, they'll be finishing up their second half of the season in ACC play.
Appeal down to first. No swing, says Robbie Guest down at first base. Cameron Ellison behind home plate calling balls and strike. And Tim Cassatt over at third. 2-2. 1 out in the inning. Misses high once again. Davis fouled off a couple pitches early and has rebounded to a 3-2 count. Voiles delivers. Strike 3 called.
It's such a powerful lineup like Oklahoma State has.
Here is Amanda Hassler. 2 RBIs last night against UGA on that home run. Coach Gajewski said she's an aggressive hitter. She's going to jump on the first pitch if it's something she likes. He said sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. She's got a 1-0 count here. Swing and a miss. Great pitch.
A good pitch. You can see that hack right there. Like you said, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. I am a huge fan of big swings early in the count, especially if that's the type of hitter you are, which is what Hassler is. She's a big stick in the lineup for the Cowgirls, so I love swings like that.
Called a strike, inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hassler, 2 outs. Top of the first. 70-degree day here in Atlanta, but the pollen is present. Spring is sprung. Definitely. We always like that, but
yeah.
Oof. Lifted in the air and gonna be just foul. Staying in as it looked like it rolled down the netting. Reese Hunter gave it a look, as well as Grayson Tucker at third. One-two to Hassler. Nothing doing for Oklahoma State in the top of the first as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Transfer Elena Gottlieb will lead things off. We mentioned Willer, and then Grayson Tucker. What a job she's done here as a redshirt freshman, sophomore type player.
Yeah, she's been a big bat for the Yellow Jackets. You can see 32 RBIs, leads the team right now. She also leads the team in home runs. She's got 9 so far. She's just been somebody who has really taken off and been an RBI machine. She's a big part of the lineup in that 3 spot, and she's been consistent in the 3 spot as well.
Katie Coots in the circle, the sophomore, McLean, Virginia. See her numbers there. Down and away, 2-0.
Yeah, Katie Coots in the circle is going to be somebody who she has high velocity. She works low in the zone, so she's going to be throwing a drop ball, really trying to get the Yellow Jacket hitters tonight to roll over it and rely on her defense.
3-0 to Gottlieb. Last appearance for Coots was last night. And the loss to UGA. She went an inning, gave up 3 hits and an earned run. Here's a 3-0. There's a strike. Gottlieb batting .306. 30 hits, 8 doubles. Tied for second on the team in that category. A triple, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. And just drew her 15th walk.
Great at bat there for Gottlieb. She's somebody who has speed, so she's a base stealing threat for the Yellow Jackets. Perfect timing for Willer, who we talked about at the beginning of the game, to be in the box. Willer has power, but she's also been somebody who's been really good at having a plan in the box. She's has a ton of walks as well. She's been very patient and seems like she's very aware of what pitches she hits well and what pitches she doesn't. And it's not typical of a freshman. You don't really see a freshman be able to have that type of composure that Willer does.
And you're going to have a meeting in the circle as Coach Gajewski heads out. He must see something. I talked to their SID and said that he doesn't usually come out to address the pitcher. He comes out to address defenses, and the pitching coach will come out and address the pitcher. That's Vanessa Shippey Fletcher. So he must have seen something he wanted to address himself there in the circle.
Yeah, you can see the whole infield came in as well. So he had a conversation with Coots, but also the infield was present. So you might be right that he was seeing something that Coots needed to be aware of, but also the rest of the people on the dirt needed to know as well.
Starts Willer off. Nope, sorry, 1-1 count to Willer. Leads the Jackets in batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage. Back-to-back strikes. Whatever Coach Gajewski said seems to be effective. Just off the plate. Yeah, we got a chance to see Willer early on, and then that Kentucky series, all of a sudden she's seeing the ball very well and drew a handful of walks that series, that weekend. Here's the 2-2. 3-2. And she hasn't stopped since. She just finds way on base and finds a way to extend the inning. Moved up. I mean, she was batting in the bottom, 7, 8, 9 positions. Moved her way up there to second in the batting order and draws another walk.
That'll be her 20th walk on the season. She really does have a great approach, and it shows. She's not afraid to get deep in counts and take pitches that she might not be able to hit well. And that's a big part of this game. You don't have to swing at every strike, right? You need to swing at pitches that you know you can hit well unless you have 2 strikes. Then it becomes more of a pitcher's game.
Here is Grayson Tucker out of Marietta, Georgia. Coming back from an injury. Boy, she has really sparked this team offensively with big clutch hits. Batting .333, 9 home runs on the season, which leads the team, 5 doubles. Down in the dirt, 2-0. Also 32 RBI. She's trying to add to that total here with 2 runners on, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the first. What do you feel like a win for Georgia Tech? I know it's really early, but what do you think a win in this game on a Thursday night against a Big 12 opponent that was picked to finish first, College World Series appearance last year? What would that mean for Georgia Tech?
It would definitely get them back on track, right? You would assume that a win against number 15 in the country would get you set back in the rhythm that Georgia Tech had really found prior to this past trip and this past Tuesday against Mercer, right? And it sets you up well, and it also proves to you that you can play with the top 25 teams and that you can compete. You can continue to really challenge those teams even though you're not a top 25 team yourself.
3-1, shot up the first base line, but foul. So it goes 3-2. This Georgia Tech team, young, completely different infield. Brought in a couple transfers. You got freshmen starting at short and in left. Very good defensively, kind of developing the game offensively for Emma Simon and Alyssa Willer. But this team at time has looked unbeatable, but it also looks very beatable at times as well.
Yeah, they can be a little hot and cold.
Ball 4, 3 walks in the inning for Coots, and bases are loaded for Jaden Gailey, another dangerous bat. And you were saying, yeah, that especially after those long trips, the youths may have started showing a little bit.
Yeah, anytime you're not used to a trip cross country, which Georgia Tech hasn't had to make in conference play with the addition of Cal and Stanford, that's going to be a more regular thing. So it threw them off a little bit. You can tell it definitely threw their rhythm off. They weren't able to practice as much consistently as they were used to and actually get together on a field and work out those things that you see in games you want to work out. But you know, that's what the ACC looks like now. So it's really something that, even though it did throw them off for what we saw on Tuesday, this is something, it's a growing experience. It's a learning curve that they're going to have to be able to attack and do better. So it's, you know, good experience all the way around.
Designated player Jaden Gailey takes a first pitch strike. Bases are loaded, nobody outs for the Jackets. Gailey out of Livonia, Georgia. Holds all kind of records at Franklin County High School. Takes it off the plate. This year, .342 on the season, 26 hits, 9 doubles, a pair of home runs. She's also drawn 16 walks.
This is a really dangerous place for Coots to be in right now. Bases loaded, no outs, not consistently finding the strike zone. You can see the Yellow Jackets have really understood that she's struggling with that, and they're doing a good job of taking. You can see even with that, that's a strike on the corner. Great location there by Coots, but a good take by Gailey. You don't know when you know what you hit well, you swing at those pitches, and especially if you have a pitcher that's struggling.
2-2. 3-2. Jackets 23rd in the nation in walks drawn. That'll tick up here as they continue to get free passes. Big pitch coming for Coots. Swing and a miss, and she gets the strikeout. Huge strikeout, not only.
Something that Coots needs. She needed that strikeout right there to get back in the rhythm. And on the other side, offensively, like you said, against Mercer, the Yellow Jackets did leave bases loaded 3 different times.
12 runners left on base that game, yep.
Yeah, and that's really what, you know, caused them to take that loss, and this is a perfect way to break out of that and to, you know, work back from the step that they had taken into the loss column against Mercer.
Grace Conley had a big double against Mercer. And she's going to ground it into right field. 1 run will score. 2nd run coming home, and it is safe at home. A pair of Jackets are in. Runners at the corners. Grace Conley does it again.
Have enough body awareness to know that she can't put her left hand down, but has to throw her right hand around the corner.
So here's Addison Leshper, the junior, batting. 1 out, runners at the corners. Pair runs in for the Jackets. Ball's lifted, not very deep. See if the runner can score. She'll try. Nope, she'll head back as Tucker stays at third. It was a good, strong throw by Delgadillo. So there are 2 outs, and here's Reese Hunter. Hunter, a junior, did not have the offensive start you think she wanted. She's got power, but you've kind of started to see her slowly but surely work her way out. Late on that one, fouls it off. 210 on the season.
Yeah, Reese Hunter's been trying to find her way back into the rhythm that she had success last year. She had some more home runs, more power than we're seeing so far in the first half of the season for the junior. Softball is a tricky game like that. Sometimes you have a really good year and then you come off of it and it's not as nice to you the next year, right? So, but she's been somebody who's defensively really strong for the Yellow Jackets behind the plate. So she keeps getting the opportunities. A testament to Coach Morales and the faith she has in Reese Hunter to be able to, at any given time break out of it.
Foul tips that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to extend the inning here as fouls that one off. Hunter from Roswell, Georgia, Roswell High School. She hit the ground running with the Jackets, appearing in 27 games her freshman season. And that was behind Emma Kauf, wasn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Off the plate, did not swing. 2-2. Kauf was something special. We saw her, was it Alumni Day, or it was one weekend we saw a couple of the former players. Yeah. 2-2. Slapped, right field. A run is in, and it's a hit for Hunter. Great job in just going with the pitch and extending the inning.
Enough barrel balls to the wall. It can be little flare hits.
And that one was sent out to right field. First pitch Emma Simon sees, and that is the 3rd out. But 3 runs are played. 3-0 Jackets lead Oklahoma State here in this bye-week tournament. Tech, Oklahoma State, Penn State, and there is Kenny Gajewski. What a resume, what a job he's done. The Cowgirls have won 45-plus games since 2019, excluding the 2020 season, of course. Have only won 1 Big 12 championships, but they are picked to finish first for the very first time this year in those preseason polls. And when you think softball, you think those teams Oklahoma State, and been there 10 seasons, done a fantastic job. Here is Godwin stepping in. Carly Godwin, the sophomore, 346, 28 hits, 4 doubles, 4 homers. Leads things off against Sophia Voiles, trailing 3-0. Stunning night, good crowd, lots of Oklahoma State fans in attendance. They do have 2 players from Georgia on their roster. Bloodworth is in the lineup tonight, batting 9th, and Aycock will likely see appearance this weekend out of Noonan, Georgia.
Yeah, a lot of times coaches will try to find games. See a drop third strike there, but able to get a strikeout. Sophia Voiles continuing her great pitching that she started with. But like I was saying, a lot of times coaches will, if they have a player that's from a state that's far away from where their college is, at least within the 4 years that that player's there, they will try to schedule games that are close to home. And you can see that happen with Aycock and Bloodworth today, or this weekend, really. They played Georgia yesterday. They'll be here for 3 games. So it's kind of special. You have the hometown crowd get to come and see you, even though they're far away in Oklahoma, you get to see them play in the home state. I think that's a pretty special thing.
Here's Talon Edwards, the junior. 1 for 3 against Georgia last night. Takes her first strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And yeah, you being in Atlanta, and we've talked about this, because you have a major city and a major airport, it's not difficult to get to if you want to come in and see if you're even are out of town. So good opportunity.
Definitely. And there's a lot of good talent, a lot of good softball teams close by too.
Very good,
so you fly into Atlanta and you have your pick of some really good games if you want to pick up, especially if you're not in the SEC or the ACC. Come and pick up some bye-week games and still have really good competition to play.
Edward takes ball 3. 319 on the season, 7 doubles, tied for the team lead. She also has a pair of home runs. And ball 4. First free pass issued by Sophia Voiles. First base runner for the Pokes. Here comes Tia Warsop. Another left-handed bat, the sophomore. 4-14 leads the team. Squares to bunt. So she's able to pull it back.
You can see Reese Hunter's like a little unsure if that was pulled back, but a good read there by Tia Warsop to pull back. You don't want to try to bunt a pitch that's high. The last thing you want to do is try to pop up or unintentionally pop up a bunt.
Pulls that one back. 2-0. Warsop out of Northampton, England, but played prep ball in Dallas, Texas. She had tremendous accolades, but went back and played in the Great Britain for the Great Britain national team, where she was named their Player of the Year in British Softball Federation. So international accolades for Warsop. She got a 2-1 count here. Popped straight up. 2 outs.
Job there by Reese Hunter. Sometimes those pop-ups that are popped foul directly up or behind the catcher have some really weird spin on them. But like I was saying, it's the last thing you want to do if you're trying to put a bunt down. A great job of Sophia Voiles throwing her rise ball and committing to throwing that ball over or that pitch over and over again and getting Warsop to actually pop it up.
Claire Tim steps in. She had a hit last night against the Bulldogs. The junior, 167. She has 2 doubles on the season. Just 5 hits. The speed on this team is no joke.
Yeah, they say speed kills. Right? You can't teach it. It's something that's natural. You can teach maybe some base running techniques and things like that, but just having pure speed is a part of the game that gives such an advantage to these players.
What a pitch, Sophia Voiles. Another strikeout. That is strikeout number 4 for Buzz happy about the score. 3-0 Jackets lead over Oklahoma State. And Eileen Morales reached that milestone of 200 program wins on March 7th, third winningest coach in program history. She played here on the Flats, played professionally, has had a great coaching resume and done a great job here. And she's just a coach that you look at and go, I would love to play for her.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoy playing for her, especially infielders. She played infield herself. I honestly think she could probably put a glove on and go play and compete with girls now. But yeah, she has created and developed some really great infielders, and she's just somebody who's really a student of the game still to this day. She's constantly learning and constantly bettering herself and her team.
Paige Vukadinovic has a 1-1 count. She's been a real versatile player for Georgia Tech. Led off earlier in the season. Now down in the 9-hole to give them some pop and some speed. And she's done a great job kind of quietly. We don't talk about her all that much, but she had a good game against Mercer. She's really just hit the ball consistently. 361 on the season. Slaps that one foul. 30 hits, 8 doubles, which is tied for second. A triple and a home run with 18 RBIs.
Yeah, I would agree with you. She does it kind of quietly, but she is a force to be reckoned with down in the 9-hole there. She had been moved around a lot at the beginning of the season. She let off a couple times, found herself in the middle of the lineup, lower half of the lineup, but she's found a home in the 9-hole, and it's a great opportunity for her to set her team up, the top of the lineup up, by getting herself on. You see she pops up there to center field, but she does have a lot of pop. She has the ability to, put a bunt down and get herself on that way as well.
It will flip the order. Here's Eliana Gottlieb going to step in. Walked and scored back in the first. It was 3 walks in a row issued to Jacket hitters. Really set them up. And Grace Conley drove in 2, and Reese Hunter drove in a run. Pops away from the Cowgirls catcher. That one's off the plate. 2-0. Gottlieb, one of the transfers, one of 2 transfers brought in by Eileen Morales in the offseason. Swing and a miss. Gottlieb was a member of the other OSU.
Yeah, Oregon State.
Yeah. Pac-12 all-freshman team there at Oregon State.
She's been a great addition to the Yellow Jackets. I think both of the transfers added this year by Coach Morales, Eliana Gottlieb and Addison Leshber, have been great additions to the lineup, have really come in and made a difference right away. Coach Morales spoke about Gottlieb at the beginning of the season, saying that she's got a lot of talent and a lot of experience as well. She had played on a team, Oregon State, that was really competitive.
Draws her second walk. Yeah, I guess that you get a chance to see a player jump in the portal that's got some experience. You do have a coaching visit, Vanessa Shippey Fletcher into the circle for Coots. You see somebody jump in the portal that's got experience. Pac-12 all-freshman team has NCAA tournament experience. You want to grab them as quickly as possible, and that's what Georgia Tech has done, and it's paid off. And you're going to have a new pitcher coming in for Oklahoma State. Pitching change being made. New pitcher Riley Crandall out of New Mexico, the junior transfer from Baylor, coming off an injury. She last pitched in February, 4 weeks off. Knew we'd see her, we thought we would see her a little bit. She's just been cleared to play, so coming off of an injury, gonna get some time here in the circle. You know, she's happy about being back in live game experience.
Yeah, definitely. This is a good opportunity midweek against a team that can challenge her. You see, she's mid-60s. She's got a good rise ball. She also will use a changeup to keep people off balance. But this is just a time for her to get back in a rhythm, face live batters. It's very different in game than facing live batters in practice. She might have been throwing to her own batters, her own teammates, but you know, when you take time off from the actual game experience, it's different. So these are good opportunities, midweek games against good competition to get back in the saddle.
Runner at first base, 1 out. That was good. Alyssa Willer. Runner goes down to second and is going to be, bases cleared, 2 outs.
Again, Willer really showing that she's got just a great understanding of the strike zone. She has a phenomenal eye, 20 walks on the season, leads the team. She also seems to have a great plan in the box. You know, that really is something that I think makes a great hitter, the ability to have a plan, to know what you hit well and stick to it when you're in the box. That's something that Willer has shown consistently as a freshman, which is really impressive.
Comes inside. Or Schneidmiller's throw down to second really takes a lot of pressure off of Crandall.
Yeah, definitely. Don't have to worry about runner in scoring position. You don't have to worry about anybody on the bases. You really just go after your batter.
And gonna get the corner. Schneidmiller takes a first pitch strike. Audrey's a junior, 158 batting average. Is 1 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout against UGA. She's gonna flare it out towards Gottlieb, who'll put it away for out number 1. Those little opposite field jobs can be tricky.
Yeah, especially off the right of the bat of a righty. When you're hitting it to the opposite field, you've got to spin on it. So playing the opposite field of the hitter, you've got to play the spin off the ball too.
Here's Megan Bloodworth, the Cordele, Georgia native, transfer from Alabama. Takes a pitch inside. Went 3 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs against Central Arkansas. She also had a 3 for 3 day with a home run against Wichita State. Out of Crisp County High School, she was the Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year. Got a 1-0 count here. Jess at Alabama, her first collegiate at-bat, grand slam.
Wow, that feels good.
Her third collegiate at-bat, home run.
Okay. If you had said grand slam again.
2 home runs in her first collegiate game with the Crimson Tide. Gonna pop that one up. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. And back to the top of the order, Delgadillo. Had a little pop up to Grayson Tucker last time she stepped in. Out of Riverside, California, Cal State Fullerton, her previous school. She's a grad student. And she sharply fouls it off. She was a Big West first team and NFCS first team all-region. She won the Golden Shoe, which I assume is pretty something.
Yeah, gotta mean you're fast, right?
I mean, I would think so. Stole 151 bases as a Titan, which is a school record. I think Cal State Fullerton's probably got one of the coolest uniforms. Very classy. They're a great athletic program as well. She was named 2022 Big West Player of the Year. And it looked like Grayson may have been called off by Emma Simon. I don't know. Grayson Tucker looked like she was just a step away from it.
Yeah, as a shortstop, you get to call whatever you want. That's really kind of how it goes in the infield. If you're a corner or a second baseman or your shortstop calls you off, you let him have it. I think you're right. I think Grayson Tucker might have had a better beat on that. It is a tougher route. It's kind of directly back for Grayson Tucker and just over for Emma Simon. But, you know, you give it up to the shortstop always.
On the hands, jammed her. Conley on to first, out number 3, Sophia Voiles. Oh, 1. Tucker walked and scored in the first. Won a couple state championships with Lassiter High School, your alma mater.
Definitely.
0-2 count here.
Just produce really good athletes, right?
Well,
at least with Grayson Tucker.
Recently.
For sure, exactly.
6A Player of the Year, MVP of Lassiter High School twice, and all-state selection. Comes up and in. What a job she's done. Of course, Mallory Black over at third base last year for the Jackets was an all-everything player, nationally recognized. And Grayson Tucker stepped in and done a fantastic job.
She really has. She's been able to fill those shoes well. Had a little rocky start defensively, but that's to, you know, be expected. Young in the infield, has really settled in, become a leader. She's been a bright spot in the lineup and has consistently been somebody who's batted runs in, flares the ball foul there. She's got the most home runs on the team and is really just consistently leading the Yellow Jackets. So, like you said, filling some really big shoes and doing it pretty seamlessly at this point.
When you watch a lot of Georgia Tech, you kind of become a fan of these young athletes. You feel it when she steps into the box. If there's a big situation, you're like, that's what I want there. And she's going to ground it to third sharply. Edwards on to first for out number 1. But she's becoming that player that you're watching how many more spots to get to her.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the respect she's earned already.
Yeah, definitely.
Jaden Gailey steps in with 1 out. She struck out back in the first. Gailey had 3 hits versus Bradley earlier in the season, a pair of doubles versus Western Kentucky. Fouls that one off. 1-1.
I'm really impressed right now with Riley Crandall and not having pitched for over a month and stepping in and really going after these hitters that we were just talking about are some really big hitters for the Yellow Jackets. She's throwing well. She's throwing high 60s right now, and you know she's doesn't really seem like she's missed a beat. She looks comfortable. She looks poised.
Got a 2-1 count, a dangerous count to Gailey, and grounded right back to her, and on to first for out number 2. Little 1-3 put out. Here comes Grace Conley. She had a 2-run single, playing a couple of those Jackets that were walked in the first. Big smile on the face by Crandall. She fielded her position. That's kind of, you get back in the swing of things and you get one right back at you. Nice job. That one's shot to center on a line by Conley. She's really hitting it on the screws.
Grace Conley has been...
That's in on the hands of Leshber. She fouls it off. We saw Mercer pitch some of those left-handed batters inside, and the Jackets really had problems with that pitch.
Yeah.
So it looks like Crandall's probably done some work, this pitching staff as well, of where to go after some of these Jacket lefties. That one's too high. 1-1.
Addison Leshber is a hitter that has worked really well opposite field. She's got power, left center gap, but like you said, that might be a scouting report against her, that inside corner isn't her strongest. She does have the ability to, as she tends to find more base hits and her extra base hits to the opposite field.
Certainly has the bat speed, I would say, to
oh yeah.
to get a pitch on the inside. Whether it's going to stay in play or not, just at least to fight it off. 1-2. Foul at the plate. Leshber out of Thrall, Texas, a junior transferred from Minnesota, where she had 33 starts in 2024, 9 doubles, didn't make a fielding error, and had 3 hits against Georgia Tech.
And then decided to come here and get some hits for the Jackets this year.
Sure did. 2-2. And Crandall takes a big long walk behind the circle. It seems like all of her infielders are coming in and giving her encouragement. She won 3 games in 5 appearances in the 2024 NCAA tournament with Baylor. So imagine that kind of experience and pressure is kind of how diamonds are made, you know?
Definitely. Baylor plays really great competition, and then she's coming onto a pitching staff that has 5 years in a row made the College World Series.
Grounded second, little flip to first. That'll be it for the Jacket, for the Cowgirls. The sophomore struck out looking back in the first. Had a hit in 2 tries, drove in 2 runs against Georgia yesterday. Also had a pair of walks. Watches strike number 1. What do you, go ahead.
That's Sophia Voiles' great changeup right there. You see it just drops off. And it's really difficult to be on time for, especially first pitch of an at-bat. That can be something you're not really expecting when you step into the box.
Pitch high. I was going to ask is 4 strikeouts now for Sophia Voiles, just the consummate professional in the circle. You've seen a lot of softball. What do you like about Sophia Voiles on a night-to-night basis when she's in the circle?
I think her poise is really something that's always impressed me. You really couldn't tell if she's having the game of her life or if she's, not performing well. She really just keeps that composure, and that's something that allows a team behind you, especially when you have a young infield, a new infield, to feel confident as well. I really love to see pitchers that can keep their composure, and the leadership that Sophia Voiles brings, I think, is just unmatched.
And not only leadership, but a calming presence.
Yeah.
Against Mercer, she came in, and there'd been 12 hits. She came in, got a couple strikeouts, ended the game, didn't go the Jackets' way.
So if it's something that the coaching staff, Coach Aaron Dixon, the pitching coach for Georgia Tech, has worked really hard to get these pitchers, mentally tough as well as athletically and, stamina-wise, and work on all of that. But Sophia Voiles has just been somebody who's taken that and just run with it, really, underneath the coaching of Aaron Dixon.
Amanda Hassler, the NC State transfer, steps in. Tough play. Tucker on the first, and it just can't be held on to by Leshper. She had to come off the bag. Here's Carly Godwin. I'm putting a hit in the book. Hadn't popped up on this scoreboard yet, but that'd have been a bang-bang play, even if it was a perfect throw. Let's see what happens. Oh, looks like they give an error. Tough error to Tucker. Or actually, may go to Leshper. They give it to Tucker. 2-0 to Godwin. Fouled off. Godwin, sophomore from Lake Waccamaw, North Carolina. She was the North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year. Earlier this year, she had a walk-off home run against the number 5 Texas Tech. And there for a strike. Don't think she liked the call. 2-2.
Low inside location has been called so far consistently for Sophia Voiles. Like I said, it's a difficult pitch to hit well, and Voiles knows that and has been using it to her advantage.
She's one of 2 Cowgirls that were top 10 finalists for Freshman of the Year. Received All-American honors and Big 12 first team selection after batting .340 with 15 home runs, 13 doubles, and 51 RBIs. Set the single-season freshman record for home runs and total bases a season ago. Throw down to first. Not in time.
Good job there by Leshper keeping that in the infield, in the dirt, not letting it get past her. Reese Hunter, a really good defensive catcher. She's quick behind the plate, has a good arm, trying to catch Hassler off base there.
Popped up. Emma Simons called off by Willer. Out number 2. That got up in the sky, and it's just that kind of night, kind of blue sky that could be real tricky.
Yeah, with these bright lights, it can get kind of difficult. I think with the yellow ball, it's not as hard as, say, like a baseball, right? Mm-hmm. You can lose it a little easier, but
it's yellow?
Be tricky. Yeah, it is yellow. Welcome to the game, Nathan.
Talon Edwards steps in, 2 outs, a runner on. Edwards walked back in the second. .319 on the season. Runner goes, that pops away from Reese Hunter. So a stolen base by Hassler.
Great piece of base running right there. Hassler didn't hesitate at all. Seemed like she kind of picked up that was a changeup out of Voiles' hand, and then as soon as it hit the dirt, she was gone. That's a difficult pitch to be able to block up and still throw somebody out if you're Reese Hunter behind the plate.
Foul back. Every single starter in the field for Oklahoma State has a stolen base this year. Coach Morales talked about Georgia Tech big bats last year. It's going to be a very different team. Talked about how stolen bases is going to have to be a part of what they do. And they may have caught Hassler. Tap, final out is made in the field. Not sure what happened there. It's a base running error basically by Oklahoma State. That constantly, of course, on the base pass, making sure you're getting the sign from the coaches. Not sure exactly what happened there, but it ended the threat by Oklahoma State. Here's Reese Hunter here in the bottom of the 4th, leading things off for the Jackets, leading 3-0 inside pitch. Called a strike.
It's one of those coaching mottos. You never want to make the third out on the bases. That's no-no, right? You want to make sure that you allow your hitters the opportunity to hit people in and get as many runs as you can, especially 2 outs.
Grounded. Bloodworth on to first. Out number 1. Here comes Emma Simon. First pitch she saw back in the first. She's sent to right field. Kind of expect Emma Simon to not only just develop a little bit offensively, and we have seen that, batting now .219. She's been hitting the ball really well. She had a hit against Mercer. She squares the bunt, pulls it back.
She's been making really good contact. Even some of her outs in recent games have been just at people. She's not putting up the same numbers that her other teammates, she fouls the ball off there, that her other teammates are putting up. But she's a freshman.
Yep.
She's brand new to this game. This is a much higher level of competition. And to be able to say that she's making really good contact right now, that is a good indication that she's making the adjustments that she needs and is working to be a better hitter at this level.
Ooh, comes in and clips her. She'll head down to first. So runner on. They're going to check. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
It's a good change of speed there from Crandall. It just drops off the table. You can tell Emma Simon wasn't expecting it.
And that slap to right. And underneath it is Tim. 2 outs. Here comes Paige Vukadinovich. Flight out to center, back in the second. Vukadinovich out of Munster, Indiana. Played 40 games as a freshman. Got great experience. .47 appearances last year, 37 starts. Working her inside.
Yeah, we saw on Tuesday, she had a little trouble with that inside corner against Mercer. But you were saying how she's had starts her last 2 years as a junior. Now she's really kind of changed up her game, her approach. Prior to this year, she played a lot more small ball. There was a lot more moving of her feet, slapping and putting the ball on the ground, trying to bunt for hit. And now she's really consistently keeping her feet still and hitting for power and using the gaps and has more doubles than she's had before.
It's going to get down, but foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs in the inning. Vukadinovich in the 9 hole for the Jackets. Slaps that one foul. Try to get ahead of that one. Fouls it off.
Vukadinovich is also a hitter that does a good job of extending at bats, really just battling her way when she gets down in the count. Just putting enough bat on balls to, keep herself alive.
Center field. Delgadillo will put it away. for out number 3. So nothing doing for the Jackets. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Crandall. And the Pokes, we head to the 5th. At second was thrown out, so she'll get a fresh at bat. See your numbers there. Walked back in the second. And there for a strike. It's the only walk issued by Voiles. She was able to come back, get a pop-up, and then a strikeout. Oh, 2 pitch. Slapped foul. Edwards is out of Moore, Oklahoma. She skipped her senior season to go ahead and come on to college at OSU at 17. Highly touted recruit. D1 softball freshman All-American in 2023. All-region last year. Led the team with 41 runs and 27 walks. She also had 10 doubles and 6 RBIs. Excuse me, 6 home runs, rather. Fouled off, 1-2. Stays the count. You haven't really even seen Oklahoma State run a lot of pitches up on Voiles in their at-bats.
That was probably one of the better swings to battle off the changeup that Voiles has been throwing. Once again, right there, Edwards is just doing what she's got to do to keep her at bat alive. Sophia Voiles went back-to-back changeups against her. And that's, you know, the benefit of being up in the count as a pitcher, right? You get to play with the batters a little bit. You can throw back-to-back changeups in the dirt and see if you can get them out because you have that leeway. Back-to-back-to-back changeups.
That one just off the plate, 2-2. And that's sharply hit to left, and it's going to get to the wall. Willer with a diving effort. Up quickly with it, and it's a double for Edwards. Good at bat, good battle.
The gap's a little different. You're always going to have backup in the gap to take a dive like that. You do have a freshman with Willer and left.
She looked cool. She looked cool doing it.
She has made some really good plays out there. I think she's traditionally a right fielder as well. She seems to be a little bit more comfortable on the other side of the outfield. But, you know, that dive definitely allowed Edwards to take an extra base.
Here's Tia Warsop, going to bunt. Play to first, moves the runner to third. So Warsop gets the job done on the sacrifice. Here, Tim. First pitch, swing and a miss. Tim struck out back in the second to end the inning. Out of Buena Park, California. Started all 57 games for Oklahoma State last year. Third team all-region. Had 16 multi-hit games back in 2024. Still trying to get her offense started here. Takes a strike, 0-2, and that makes it much more difficult.
Yeah, Sophia Voiles is really commanding the strike zone right now. You know, having an 0-2 count helps you protect against that runner on third.
Big strikeout of Tim. That's 6 strikeouts on the evening for Sophia. Schneidmiller.
She goes back to it right there. Sophia Voiles, another changeup. You know, sometimes when pitchers throw such a good change of speed, you might even know it's coming. and not be able to adjust to it. If it's that good and hard to pick up out of the hand, you know, it doesn't even matter if you know that she's going to throw it consistently.
In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schneidmiller out of Burleson, Texas. Redshirt junior. He's in the dirt.
Good job right there by Reese Hunter behind the plate, keeping the ball in front of her. Keeping Edwards at third.
Two 2-1. Foul back. Going to get out of play. Two. Runner at third, 2 outs. And whoa.
Back up.
3-2, doesn't matter. Schneidmiller goes down, strikeout number 7 for some. As a hitter, this year has been extremely fun.
Yeah, usually you would look at a hitter like Alyssa Willer, who when she steps in the box has a great plan, has the numbers to back it up, and you wouldn't expect to see the freshman in the line, right? You wouldn't be able to tell. You really can't tell watching her play. It has been very impressive coming from somebody who was just fighting to get in the lineup in game 1 to somebody who's leading the team.
1-1, and she's going to slap it fairly deep and out of here. Alyssa Willer. Solo shot here in the bottom of the 5th.
The freshman is perfectly on time. Shows us why she's leading the team right now. In batting average, her 5th home run on the season.
Grayson Tucker. First pitch she sees.
Underneath it, but good piece of hitting. It gets out there quick. A really long single for Grayson Tucker, but definitely a great barrel.
Here's Jaden Gailey. 1 out, runner on, and you're going to have pitching coach Shippy Fletcher slowly walking towards the circle. That's usually a sign.
Give everybody a little bit of time to breathe. Just extend this pause for everybody involved. Talked about Crandall coming back off of an injury. This is her first time in the circle, and since early February. You know, this is somebody who.
Yeah, that's Carrie Eberly. My apologies there.
The pitching coach there. Yeah, it's having had that much time off as a pitcher. She came in and really went after the Yellow Jackets. It is the second time through the lineup for them seeing her now, so really just giving credit to the Georgia Tech lineup and being able to make the adjustments. Crandall has done a good job of going after them, and you know, the pitching coach coming out and just saying, hey, settle down, I'm giving you a time to breathe. Get back in your rhythm that you were in prior.
Here's Gailey takes a strike. Again, 1 on, 1 out. A run in on the Willer home run. That ball's hit well. Left field, off the wall. Runners at second and third, back-to-back hits for the Jack.
Moves Grayson up to second or to third, and now you've got 2 runners in scoring position. Looks
like pitching change is coming for Oklahoma State as Coach Eberly will head back out to the circle for the second time. He will have a pitching change. Pair of RBIs. He's going to step in. Facing Aycock here. The pitch. Bunt pulled back. 1-0. Too high.
You can see Grace Conley having shown bunt and then taking that pitch. You might have a good understanding of Aycock having trouble finding the strike zone. She catches the corner there. I think it's still a little inside to be swinging at your first strike of the at-bat.
11 2/3, 14 walks for Aycock. That ball sent center field and rolling off the wall. Two Jackets will score. Conley, 3 for 3 day. Give her 2 more RBIs, and the Jackets extend their lead. Runner at first base, 1 out. Leshber, 4 home runs on the season. Had a big home run against Kentucky in that SEC series.
Picked up a home run against Pitt on Sunday in the big win for the Jackets to end the series and clinch the ACC series against Pitt. So definitely has some pop in her bat. Works really well to the opposite field.
Two. Four hits in the inning for the Jackets, 3 runs. All 4 hits, I'd say, were hit very, very well.
Yeah, I would agree. They all barrels, all good timing, all got to the wall or over the wall. Leshber draws a walk there. Which is what we were talking a little bit about with Aycock. Struggling with her command. And she throws hard. She's upper 60s, but when you have hitters that have a good plan in the box and are able to take those pitches, it doesn't necessarily matter if you throw high velocity if you can't find the zone.
5 walks now in the game issued to Georgia Tech. Schneidmiller out to have a word. Entire infield comes in. Hunter obviously talked about her offensive struggles early on. She had a single and an RBI back in the first, hit the ball well. She definitely has the power to end this game. Here's the 1-0. Grounded. Third. On to first, and it's a double play that ends the inning. What a job by Aycock coming in, getting the double play, holding the Jackets, but 3 runs crossed. They lead 6-0.
Chuck Lexington.